Welcome back to the channel. I am Dr. Silvia Lloyd. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. It used to be called Switching Course with Dr. Silvia Lloyd. Now it is called the Dr. Silvia Lloyd Show. And I am here today with a very special guest, Mr. Roderick Simmons, AKA of Hot Rod Studios, or CEO, I should say, of Hot Rod Studios in Buffalo, New York. Welcome, Mr. Simmons.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's really good to be here.
My pleasure, absolutely. So the backdrop of us getting together today is, and it's on my LinkedIn page, is that we met during the production of the NAACP Awards ceremony, which you produced. And from there, there was an instant recognition of expertise in your field of what you do. And I said, instantly, I knew I would be working with you on some further projects. So your knowledge, your deep knowledge of your field is very impressive. I'm sure others know this. People in Buffalo who know you know that. And that's why your customers keep coming back. So how does it feel to reach that place in your field where you're recognized, you're sought after for your work, especially by the NAACP?
Well, thank you for that. This is, I certainly don't feel that I'm at that spot where I can, become complacent. This is an ever changing profession, okay? I can buy equipment and a couple of months it's obsolete and there's a better option out there. When it comes to my skill, my craft, it's something that I'm constantly building. I don't feel that I can say, and if I can speak for anyone else, that you'll ever become at a place where you can say, okay, I'm good, I know it all.
Right.
No,
Right.
I'm still learning. Every event I do, every project that I work on, there's a learning curve. There's something that I can take away and say, okay, so the next time I do this, I'm going to do it a different way.
And I guess that's what makes you great. I mean, and it sounds like you're kind of downplaying yourself, like you're humble, of course. You have to be humble. But that's what makes you such a good technician, I guess you could say. But you wear many hats. You're not just a technician, but you also do other things with your business at Hot Rod Studios.
That's right.
So I know about the photography and the videography because I checked your website, your webpage, which is awesome, by the way. And the webpage is what is your website?
So it's hotrodstudios.com.
Okay, hotrodstudios.com, sorry. But on the website, it says videography, photography, also web design. You create websites and some other things.
So graphic design, which I think is very important. It really plays a major role in not just web design and creating logos, but every facet of the business I do, from the videography, because I have to create intros, and there's a lot of graphic design involved in that. I also rent photo booth 360. That's been a major part of my business recently. People love taking pictures, and the photo business has been great. So when I'm doing weddings, not only am I doing videography and photography, but they're also renting my photo booth or 360s. So that's huge.
And you also produce other award ceremonies, like the Black Achievers Award Ceremony.
So yeah, I definitely consider myself a producer. I have produced major events for the Black Achievers. I've been doing that for the last maybe 6 award shows they have had. And during the pandemic, everyone was really concerned about their galas. And I was able to produce a virtual award show for the Black Achievers, the first one in Buffalo, which turned out amazing. It was
Wow.
really spectacular.
Yeah.
I wanted to create a feel as if they were really watching a Grammy or an Oscar. And,
Interesting.
so it really worked out well.
Right.
The Buffalo Urban League had asked me to do theirs, so I did theirs. Miss Betsy Patterson, well-known woman in Buffalo, New York. She has a Martin Luther King special every year, and so I did hers virtually.
Wow.
And then after that, it's been ongoing. And
also funerals. You've been live streaming since the
so
pandemic.
yeah, live streaming during the pandemic has been huge because people were very concerned of being around people, which I can certainly understand that.
Right.
So my company offered services to churches, funeral homes we partnered with, and that's been a huge deal for families who really couldn't be there, but wanted to recognize and pay honor and tribute to their loved ones.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned the pandemic because in 2020, you started to hear the word reimagine. Some people were forced to reinvent themselves from being unemployed, laid off, their jobs closed down, or what have you. So there was a big rebranding, reimaging movement, so to speak, myself included, which I rebranded myself, during the pandemic. I started the YouTube channel in 2020. I started the show in 2020 and some other things. I wrote some books, started writing again. So that whole rebranding, that's huge with your business as well. And
Absolutely.
I noticed that your brand is everywhere. So how, what is branding and how could someone brand themselves successfully?
That's an awesome question, and I think that's a major part of anyone who is going into business for themselves. You want to be recognized, and part of branding is creating an image for your business, which includes your logo, which is a major part of your business, signage. So I have branding. One of the things that I decided to do was design my logo. Something simple, 2 colors. And most of the major brands in this country have the most simplistic logo. Okay, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, McDonald's. There's a ton of companies out there that have a very simple brand, but it's worldwide noticeable. I mean, you look at the brand, you automatically know, okay, that's that company.
Right,
So
Allstate.
Yeah, so it's very important that you create a logo that's not too complicated, something that you can brand, put on your shirt and stationery, but keep it simple. And once you have that brand or that logo, then that's a part of your brand and you want to use it everywhere, because the more people see that, the more they will recognize your company. So one of the first things I did was I partnered with a company that creates stickers, and I've gotten stickers in many shapes and sizes, and I plaster it everywhere, on my cameras, on my gear. I have a magnet on my vehicle, so that when people see my car, they know that it's Hot Rod Studios. The other major part is getting your message out there often, because people have short memories. And you can post a wonderful video or image out there on social media, but if you're not following up and posting weekly or every other day,
really,
you will be forgotten.
That's interesting.
So I do that quite a bit. I love creating videos that talk about my company and explain what I do, and I get it out there. The other key thing to being successful in business when it comes to branding is really respecting your brand, because when you respect your brand, you are making sure that the service that you provide is top notch, and and not only the service that you perform, but the service that you give, customer service. People will come back to you, number one, because of the great service you gave, and because of the great product that you offered them. And if you're lacking one of the two, then there's chances are that you may not get that repeat business.
Wow.
I'm happy to say that, I would say 80% of my business is referrals and repeat business. And that's because I pride myself in really giving professional service and a good product.
And it shows. And obviously you're successful at what you do because I checked, only 3% of businesses are African American owned. And I shouldn't say businesses, but entrepreneurs are African American. So we only make up 12% of the population. So that's very impressive that, first of all, you took the leap to become an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And then second of all, you're still here after how many years?
So I started my business in 2013. But when I started my business, I was still working for another company. I managed a group of technicians in Buffalo, Albany, Rochester, and Syracuse. And we partner with other companies like Best Buy, Amazon, at&t, just to name a few. And my team installed products. So for at&t, they installed satellites. For Best Buy, we hung TVs. For Verizon, we were doing high-speed internet. So after years and years of putting my heart and soul into another company and making them successful, it came a time where I said, all of this hard work and professional expertise that I'm putting in another company and making them great, I should be doing for myself. So I took the leap, and I tell you, it's scary, when you're used to having that consistent paycheck coming in. You have to believe in yourself enough to know that, okay, I should be able to get this on my own. I tell you, the minute I took that step forward and let that job go, I haven't looked back.
Wow.
I am constantly busy. The phone's been, and I haven't missed a beat.
Wow.
So it's really
That says a
been a blessing to be able to take that chance and have that chance work out.
So what I heard you say is that you have to believe in yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And before you can believe in yourself, like there seems to be some steps if we go backwards. I mean, you have to know yourself. You have to know your craft, your skill,
That's right.
build upon your skill. So when you believed in yourself, what did you already know about yourself when you said, I know I can do this? Like, what did you know?
So I knew that I had the skill and craft to deliver the services that I knew that I can give. The only thing that I guess was a question mark was how much revenue am I going to generate on a consistent basis to support myself?
Because there's research that says it takes at least 5 years to build a business up, to see a return or a return on your investment.
So I knew that there was the repeat business that kept coming and coming. Okay, I partnered with a lot of companies. So, just to name one, I partnered with a construction company that built a lot of the businesses here in Western New York. And I do drone photography for them. And, when they're building a building, I have to go out and show the progress. And a lot of time that's time-lapse progress to show the buildings coming from the start of the digging until the building is up. So that's great. And they're constantly calling me, and I do a lot of their graphic design work. I partner with, as I mentioned, funeral homes. So that's a business that's always going to be in business. And so I'm constantly getting business from them. My photo booth business has been great.
That's hot right now.
Yeah. So I told myself, listen, I do too much to not be able to make this work. And it's just a matter of, I know that if I'm not devoting my time to someone else's business, that time can be devoted to mine. You know, I have many years' experience as a salesperson. I used to sell life insurance annuities and furniture, so I know I can sell, okay? The other thing is the brand, the services that I offer, you know. I believe I have a good product to sell, okay? Those are key components that if you have as a business owner, you're in a good spot. If you can sell your product, which I believe I can definitely do that. If you can do your product, create and do something very well, I know I can do that. I can generate my own advertising because I'm a videographer and graphic designer. So, you know, I'm in a good spot that I'm able to do a lot of things myself instead of farming that out to another company, which is saving me a lot of money and resources. So I just said, hey, you know, there's no way that I can fail if I really pull these resources that I have together to make this work, and it's working.
That's awesome. Well, I'm happy it's working. And when I first met you, that's what I said to you. I said, I'm so happy they hired you for this because I felt like, you know, I met someone who, well, obviously, you know, you're an expert in your field, but someone who is like on the next level of this. And so you helped me already to rebrand the show from Switching Course to the Dr. Silvia and Lloyd show, and you produced the previous video of the award ceremony.
Thank you. I have to say, I love your set. You know, it's really nice here.
Thank you. So, I mean, and this also is a product of what you can do for someone for their YouTube channel, if they want to re-image themselves. And for my rebranding, which you created my new logo, one of the things you asked me, the first thing you asked me was, like, what are your colors? So that's like very personal. Like for someone, before we can start branding ourselves, we have to know like what our favorite colors are, or what colors do we want to represent us.
That's right.
And also some other questions. What other questions do you ask people? Like, what is their purpose?
So the brand, your logo, which is, you know, a major part of your brand. And I say that because most people think that a logo is a brand. But a brand is much more than a logo, okay? It's you and what you do and how you want to be represented by the community that you're serving, okay? So your logo needs to really reflect who you are, who your business is, okay? So one of the things I ask you is say, okay, so what is the main focus of your business? And you mentioned books, you mentioned, you know, you wrote several books, which is awesome.
Thank you.
And you're doing a talk show, a mic and a book. That seemed to be the obvious choice.
Okay.
Yeah, so that to me really represented what you do, but then your name, that's a big part of your brand. And I thought that that should be out there in the forefront because your previous business name, I didn't think that it really identified enough with you. So having your name, you know, Dr. Silvia M. Lloyd, as a part of your brand and logo, and the book and the mic, I just thought that that was key. And,
thank you.
So
I like that.
That's how we came up with that.
See what I mean? Like you just like instantly upgrade me. Okay. So what else could we talk about? Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. Okay, how do you want to be remembered?
Wow. I'm still here, and hopefully, God willing, we'll still be around for a while. But as far as my legacy, I really want to be known for someone who really pays attention to detail and really tries to provide a great service professional service to people. I want to be able to give back by also recognizing other people. I had a show called Unsung Heroes.
Oh, yeah.
And that was basically about recognizing people who really don't get recognized for doing great things. And so, I took my time and resources to really develop that. And, I will get back to that. Fortunately, I've been busy, serving or, the community doing other things.
Right, right.
And, but I always want to be a part of recognizing people who aren't recognized for doing great things.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we can look forward to some more episodes of Unsung Heroes?
Yeah, I'd certainly love to have you on the show at some time, too.
Oh, thank you. That would be great. And hopefully you can come back to my show and we can talk again.
That would be awesome.
Anytime. You're always welcome.
Well, thank you. I think what you're doing is awesome. It's also, excuse me, awesome. You are wonderful with kids, from what I hear, and but you're also an activist. You love speaking about things that are going on in the community.
Thank you.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I don't really think of myself as an activist, but I'm more like an advocate. Because you won't see me out in the streets.
Okay.
But you might see me in a boardroom advocating for children. But yeah, so thank you for recognizing that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
I also love tech. I am a tech guru. Every gadget that comes out, it's, I love it.
I noticed that.
And speaking of branding, we were talking about ways that you can, brand yourself. So I create my own business cards, of course. I don't know if I have one with me, but I have this other device too. It's it's a great device that you can give your information to a person without giving them the card. Simply hold it up to their phone, and a link will pop up automatically. You click it, and then it has my social
can we
media
try it out?
account. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. So I have to open up my phone?
As long as your phone is on.
Okay, well,
I
now
should
it's
be able
open.
to kind of hold it up there in front of it, and then you will receive a link. There it is.
There it is. Can everyone see that?
All right.
Okay.
And
then you just click
tap on it,
Okay.
and that will take you to a site that has all of my information.
Wow, that's amazing. So what is this card called? Oh my God, look at that. There's a QR code on there. And then you just click on the link.
Yeah, whatever you like.
Okay, so let's say,
you can name
website. Okay, we talked about the website.
So on the website, there's a link for About Me. There's a link for Contact, where you can add me to your contacts.
There it is.
And, gives it all to you.
That's amazing. Yeah,
So-
it says email, add to your contacts, about, call now, website, video, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Vimeo. Yeah, it's amazing. So what is this called? What is this card
It's a,
called? Is it Vista print?
it's an NFC technology where you can, basically there's a chip in here, and your phone will recognize that chip and pull up it's like a QR code, but you're not using your camera to scan a QR code.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing. Wow.
Thank you.
So how much would you charge someone for one? Like, I need one of those.
So I would charge $50 to get this card, and with this card, again, you don't have to hand it out.
Yeah.
You simply tap their phone.
That's
and
next level.
They have all your
Some people
information.
still have business cards that they hand out.
Oh yeah, no, I do too.
And usually what happens with that is they'll lose it. They'll set it down somewhere, or it just goes into a pile with like 1,000 other business cards.
That's right.
Yeah. So
That's
this
right.
way it's in their phone
Yes.
instantly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a new thing to be able to give your information, and at the end of the day, you can spend, depending on how many cards you're giving, but you can spend upwards of anywhere from 50 to 100, or now I have plastic business cards, so for 500, for me it's about a couple $100 for that. But I wanted a card, again, it's part of my branding. A plastic card, it's like a credit card, and that's something where people, they won't lose as fast as a paper card.
Yeah.
I get the comment all the time, hey, this looks like a credit card. And I say, well, consider it as a credit card. You now have credit with Howard Red Studios.
Look at you. You are a good salesman.
Yeah, so, and a part of selling your business is selling yourself first, okay? People will buy from people that they like, okay? And if you're not coming off as a likable person, people may not want to do business with you. So I think it's important to really carry yourself with dignity, respect, and be charming.
And back to you, like whenever you're in business, you're in the business of you. Like it's all about you and how you carry yourself, what you think of yourself, what you believe of yourself, how you speak, how you dress. That's your brand.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
Very important.
It's all part of the brand. So again, it's more than a logo. It's how you are representing your business, and that's your brand. So
Awesome. So 3 takeaways or 3 action steps that we want to give. You named several. So if you could just recap,
sure.
What are 3 things if someone wanted to become an entrepreneur, what can they do?
So the first thing is whatever you're selling, because everyone's selling something, but whatever you're selling, make sure that you feel that it's the best product out there, okay? Because if you believe that it's the best product out there, then people will too. If you don't really believe in it enough to think that it's the best, then it's going to come off that way, okay? So your product first, believe in what you do, and constantly work at it. Never get complacent with what you do, because things are changing all the time. And you need to do as much investment in product knowledge as you possibly can.
So you have to be a lifelong learner.
Yes, a life learner, because every company, every manufacturer out there has to constantly improve their product. And I'll give you one example of that. And this is a kind of a negative example, but BlackBerry. Back in the day, everyone had to have a BlackBerry. That was the hottest phone in the market. If you had a BlackBerry, that was a status symbol. One thing that they failed at is continually developing their product, to the next level. And Apple came along and surpassed them. And now you can't find anyone with a BlackBerry, okay?
I think Barack Obama was the last person to have one.
Yeah, so, constantly don't get complacent with your product, constantly develop it, constant development. And then the second is your brand. Build your brand and build a respectable brand with your logo, a good product, and then you yourself, or representing that brand, make sure that you are definitely making yourself part of that package, okay, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
And then lastly, the third takeaway is your devotion to your business. And when I say that, I mean time. Okay, so you have to treat it like as if you're working for someone else. Okay, so when you go to work for someone else, you came in at a certain time and you put in your hours, okay, and then when you're done with those hours, you went home.
Right.
With your business, you have to be just as dedicated, okay? Now, a lot of people work more hours than that. I would say that's fine, but you definitely have to leave some time for yourself, okay, to really enjoy your friends, your family, so that you can actually appreciate everything that you've done, okay?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, put in the time to make this work. Treat it like a real job, because it is.
I like that. So a lot of people today are into vision boards. So, the concept of imagine your destination, what is your vision? So in the next 20 years, like where is Hot Rod Studios? What's on your vision board?
A really bigger studio that I'm able to do more. A team, a bigger team of people working with me, and more clients. So yeah, bigger team, bigger space, and bigger clientele.
So can you take on more clients now, or are you, overbooked?
I can take on more clients, and I do have a flexible team right now, and that's a team that when I say flexible, meaning when I need them, they're there for me.
Yeah.
They have other jobs right now,
Right.
but I want to be able to employ them full time at some point.
Okay. That's awesome. Anything else you want to say?
No,
You want to say to your
great
audience?
conversation. Really, thanks so
Okay.
much for having me. It's a pleasure being on your show.
No, the pleasure is mine. And come back anytime. Hopefully you'll come back and we can talk some more and get
I
some
love
more
that.
updates of the latest technology. Keep us posted.
Sounds good.
So
Sounds
thank
good.
you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Okay.
And thank you for joining us as well. Please tune in to the next show and have a good day.